Peace. They say Jesus spoke as a baby. Let's see if that's true. In 1929, this is when Mary brought Jesus to the people. 1929. Then she pointed to him. She pointed to him because she was ordered by God to not speak to the people that day. That was her CM, or her abstinence, what they call nowadays fast, to fit a certain religious practice. They call it fast, but it really means abstinence. Then she pointed to him. They said, what manner? That word is kafat. They translate it as how, but it also means what manner. How are we going to do this? They said, what manner are we to have words at first? Fi al-mahdi. They say fi al-mahdi means in the cradle. Mahdi, it does mean cradle, but it also means sleeping or resting place, to prepare, to pave, to straighten things up, to make level or even, to facilitate, and to introduce. Now, I looked up similar words for introduce. There are to start, to begin, to present, to formally present, to acquaint, to give an introduction to. So she was introducing Jesus to the people. That's why Fi al-Mahdi means at the start, or at the beginning, or at the introduction, or at first. Okay. Then she pointed to him. They said, what manner are we to have words at first? To one who is young. Sabeeya. Since they say Al-Mahdi means the cradle, that means that the young, sabeeya, is a baby. And Jesus' first miracle, they say, was when he spoke as a baby to stand up for his moms, since they were saying that she was for the streets in 1927 and 28. But they don't know in 1924 and 25, when someone called from beneath Mary to tell her that there was a stream and there was dates and stuff like that. They don't know if it was Jesus as a baby or the Holy Spirit. They don't know. And in 1912, John is called sabeeya. It says 1912, John, take the mandate, al-kitab. I prefer to use for the word al-kitab, the mandate. Because when God says, kutiba alaykum as-siyam, the abstinence is kutub on you. If the word is book, that would mean it's the book for you. Some translate it as decree. Some translate it, you know what I mean? But I would just prefer mandate. It's a mandation. It's mandated on you to fast. Like God says, kutiba alaykum, fighting. Fighting is mandated on you. God says it's mandated on Satan that whoever follow him will go to the fire. So al-kitab, to me, in my viewpoint, al-kitab means a mandate, a mandation. But other context, it also means like a documentation. Like when God says to document when death comes to you, some kind of inheritance or whatever. All right. Okay. So it says 1912. John, take the mandate with confidence. While young, we gave him the regulation. Now, that word there is al-hukm. But if you change the dhamma to a kasra, it becomes hekma. But if you take away the vowels, it's spelled the same, and by the context you will have to see what it means. So to me, the word hekma is not wisdom, but it's more so a regulation. Because in 17:22 to 39, there are a bunch of regulations that you have to follow. God talks about this, and say this is the hekma, which we instructed to you. Or this is what we instruct you of the hekma. So to me, those things, just trusting in one God, being good to your parents, and this and that, that's just regulations to follow. All right, where was I at? All right, right here. So if John is called sabeeya, like Jesus was called sabeeya, then that would mean that John was speaking as a baby, and that's not exclusive to Jesus. Because you never hear anyone mentioning John speaking as a baby. Whoever has his viewpoint that Jesus spoke as a baby, you never hear them say that John spoke as a baby and John was also a sabeeya. So that would mean that Jesus had been old enough to talk comprehensively to other people. That's what that would mean. He would have to be at an age where he could speak to the people comprehensively, they could understand him, and he could understand them. Whatever age that is, that's what has to happen. He couldn't be at the age of a baby where you can't even walk around and get your own stuff. You gotta be breastfed by your mama. You're staying there stuck, lay there like this. You know what I'm saying? Until you start developing mobility. And since Jesus was a human, he had to have gone through the same thing as a baby before the evolution of becoming older. So that's my research on what the reader is actually saying compared to what other people just regurgitate what it's like, what's been handed down to them from the elders. Peace.